call the meeting to order.
All right.
Do a roll call.
Patricia Felton. She's excused. Brian Ford. Kelly Garrett.
Here.
Mike Green. Charlotte Jones.
Here.
Bruce Cantor.
He would be the roll call, be part of the roll call if I'm here.
Oh, okay. Fred Prime.
Here.
Pam Schirmeyer.
Here.
Dan Sugg.
Here.
Danielle is excused. Okay.
Patricia's
Patricia,
excused.
did I miss you?
Danielle? Yes.
She's Danielle. Patricia
Danielle.
is excused.
Oh yeah, Patricia was the one excused. Sorry about
Yeah, it's okay.
that. All right, there we go. Now we're good to go.
All right. Next, approval of the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Any support, questions?
Do we need to make a motion to excuse the people that are here?
Yes.
Yes?
Mhm.
So, motion to excuse Ford and who else is there?
Patricia
Felton
and Mike Green.
and Mike Green.
All right.
Second.
A second, all's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Roll call. Now we come to the agenda.
I repeat, I will make the motion.
All right. Motion's been made.
I seconded.
Support. Any additional questions? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from the May board meeting.
I looked at the minutes and they seem to be accurate, so move to approve the minutes.
And I will second.
All right, Ian seconded. Any comment?
Not here.
Hearing none. All right. All's in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are now at the public comment section here. If there's anyone who wants to speak on the agenda or items regarding the agenda, speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone?
Hi, Lauren Barris. I'm here for the Lathrup Village Music Festival. So this is on, I guess, the agenda item 8, B, and C. Before we talk about those items, I wanted to let you know, last time we saw you 4 weeks ago, we had the cart before the horse a little bit because we hadn't done any fundraising, and we were asking, but we didn't have funds. Since then, we have procured sponsors. We have Dog and Pony Show, of course, which will be an in-kind sponsor. Vintage Village, an in-kind sponsor. Home Depot is an in-kind sponsor. For financial sponsors, we have Giffords Webster, of course, Community Congregational Church, which started the whole thing. Kelly Garrett, thank you so much. Surnow, Quality Roots, Fortin Dentistry, Eric Canala, I think that's how I should say his name, from Papa's Pizza. Martin Sema, Scott Baker, I haven't received that one yet, but we will. DTE, Jagged Fork, and Oakland County. With all the corporate sponsors and individual sponsors, not including the county, we've raised $13,500. And then we forgot that we filled out a form for an Oakland County project grant, and a week or two ago, we were granted a $10,000 Oakland County project grant. Wow. So we are matching your $10,000 with $23,500.
That's great.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Deb.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And just to follow up on that, Adam Laurie, also with the Lathrup Village Music Festival. So we're very happy that our full budget is now financed and paid in full up front, which is how we had planned to speak to you the last time. Only other updates, it's a really very exciting, so the approval of Paul Hill's contract. I don't know if any of you know who Paul Hill is. He's a vocalist with Parliament Funkadelic. and he's kind of a big deal. He's a really big deal in Europe. He's one of these guys that doesn't get a whole lot of love at home. He doesn't play stateside very much, but he's going to do his first Detroit show under his own name in 20 years for us, which is kind of a big gift. So as I was talking to him about, so what are you going to do? He asked me if I've ever heard of a group called James Brown. James Brown is one of the hottest funk acts on the planet right now. So he's going to have them be his backup band, which is just, it's pretty incredible that that's just kind of organically come around. Paul was a very close collaborator with a gentleman named Amp Fiddler who recently passed away. Amp is is a very important figure in Detroit music, and especially since his passing, he's been getting a lot of notoriety and respect. And Paul worked very closely with Amp for decades. So they're going to do a tribute to him. James Brown was Amp's last live band. So it's a really incredible coming together of musicians. It happened organically. So the lineup is settled. We're getting ready to go to switch gears to get into promoting. We're going to get our flyers, put everything printed and move forward. So we're super excited. Everything continues to move forward with stars aligning, and we're going to have an incredible event on our hands. So thanks again for getting behind us with this stuff.
That's great.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I don't know who any of those people are, but I am super excited.
That is excellent. Anyone else? All right. We will move to the next item, consent agenda for, we take these separately, financial reports.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, you just do the consent agenda, period.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing before we vote on the consent agenda? That is, in general, I would prefer that the financial reports not be included in the consent agenda, just because I think there's some value to us looking at them as a group. Usually doesn't take much time, and then many of us are not all that familiar with governmental accounting methods, so we might have some small questions.
Mr. Chair, who was, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
When did we put the financial reports into the consent agenda?
You know what, I don't know that, well, we didn't as a group decide that, but I want to say that happened maybe in April.
It was pretty recently. I wasn't here when it happened. And I think it was after maybe Pam left and maybe Pam Ram was doing it, and there wasn't anybody here to answer questions, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Yeah, first I recall, I think it was maybe April.
So, we can, I mean, my recommendation to you, we can either leave the financial reports in the consent agenda and they can be pulled out each time you find something that might be a question, or take them out completely.
Well, my only comment, I understand your concern because I felt kind of the same way, but that doesn't prohibit you from asking questions before approval of the consent agenda. This just means you're approving all three at once. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you can't ask questions, or just like you did just now. You can stop and say, hey, I have a question before we approve on some of the financials. Or we could pull them out, to Kelly's point, either way.
Yeah, so really all we're doing is adding another
Yeah.
step, another item on the agenda.
Okay.
So,
If
yeah, but
anybody else
I'm
can live with
indifferent.
that, I can too.
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Okay.
So am I.
Yeah. So yeah, if we,
We can pull them out.
I don't know if that's the official vote situation, but yeah, if we would, we could have that as a separate item. I'm good with that.
Austin,
Yeah.
what is your thought?
Moving forward, I can have the financial reports be their own line item
Okay.
on the agenda, and we could review them at that point instead of including it in the consent agenda.
Okay.
And at some point, we'll have somebody here to answer more detailed questions about the financial reports. I mean, today we're asking you, right?
Yeah.
Oh. What are you
You just got
No
it.
disrespect to us.
No, that's all right.
I'm waiting to hear this, yeah.
So we can just move on with the consent agenda for
Well, I do have a
for
question
today?
on the financials.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody knows, and maybe I missed it. What is Flock Group? safe for 15 grand? What was that?
Oh, yeah, you weren't here for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cameras.
Oh,
Police-
I did hear a little bit of that. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yep.
Yes, those are the license plate readers in the downtown
Yeah.
district.
Yep. Okay.
I'll make the motion for, to accept the consent agenda.
I-
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
I had a question, actually, on code enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So, for code enforcement, I know we're we govern or have the authority over the DDA district. But for ordinances like, I don't know, that could affect business, but that might be in a neighborhood. But do we have any authority or can enforce codes, say that the city might also enforce, but because it impacts businesses, we could have the enforcement person, or maybe, I don't know, give the enforcement person more options. And what I'm getting at is kind of what happened, this incident that happened a few weeks ago, and it seemed like there were complaints that it maybe could have been addressed. I don't know if I'm trying to understand if we can do anything that impacts businesses, but it's not in the neighborhood. But it's in a neighborhood, but it still could impact us.
I mean,
You gonna give us an example?
Can I ask you, was it a code violation?
Well, I mean, we have, like, my thing with the ordinance, say the sound ordinance, and say there's something, that is disruptive, but it's happening in a neighborhood, but it can, it's disruptive to business. Do you have any authority, or can you, is there anything we can do in that regard? Where it's something outside of the district, it's in a neighborhood, but sound, carries can still impact us. Do we
Well,
have any
with
flexibility?
sound, that would go to the police department.
Right. So I'm not sure, are you looking to have an ordinance passed?
okay.
Or, so if there's, if I may.
Yeah.
If there is a disturbance from a resident that's disturbing a business, that's still a police issue. And there is an ordinance in the city for sound.
Yeah,
So I don't know what the DDA per se can do about that,
right.
but you would just want to get in contact with
But
the
it was
police.
it's police.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, those are my questions.
Are you ready for the motion now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready for the motion?
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda.
And I'll second.
All right. Main support. Any additional questions or comments? All those in favor?
I do have.
All right.
And I just realized it's not in the DDA district, so this is something that's, I was wondering, because the grass that's along 696 is not in the DDA district, right? Because and the question is, I saw MDOT or Oakland County mow one side, but not the other.
Okay. Yeah, there's been some discussion internally about exactly where our contractor needs to be mowing and where our other organizations or entities' obligations. So that's something we can look into and find out.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry, that's all I have.
All right. Revisit. Okay, you made the
We had a motion and a
You made the
second.
motion to support. All right, now, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, old business.
I don't see
Do we have any? We didn't have any, yeah.
Whole business.
All right. New business, the 23-24 budget amendments.
Yes.
Want to go over those? Yeah.
You want me to go over them briefly? I can. So, taking a look at the budget amendments and currently where the budget is at, the first thing that pops out is that there is a lack of, the revenue has decreased, but if you take first a look at the first line item for TIF capture taxes, from what the budget was drafted and where it's currently at as of June 12th, 2024, the funds from the TIF taxes have not been deposited into the DDA's account yet. So just so be aware, that is something that shows a lack of revenue, but actually just the funds have not been deposited yet from that collection. There's also been project management increases for auditing and accounting services, which is, we're requesting a slight increase, a modest increase there.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah.
Is that increase, this is the Plant Moran
Mhm.
money, is that an annual fee that we're gonna be on the hook for, or is this just a temporary
It's
accounting
temporary,
thing?
right, because we don't have
Until we get somebody.
a finance person, yeah, so I think that was my understanding is that we're paying them to manage the books until
It's
we.
part of the contract for
fill
their
the role,
services.
Yeah,
So just an increase in hourly service rate, or not an increase in hourly rate, but the number of hours they're actually providing for the DDA is where that money's coming from.
Okay.
And then also for streetscaping, there's going to be a decrease because of the park match that we were looking to have for the new playscape. We're not able to get the local match so that we could get the entire funding we were looking for from the county. So there's been a scaled down version of the playscape and playground design budget provided to the county. They were asking for it this week and we had to get it into them. So we're going to look to have the playscape in the playground developed, but do it in phases. So this will be phase 1 of the project. And then also there is a decrease for repairs and maintenance for alleyway projects because the alleyway project was less than projected.
so we got some money back from the work that was done, right, so we're returning that money to the budget, and then, I remember seeing some phasing for the playground equipment, was that the phase 1, 2, 3, we're just gonna build a smaller scape now, is that the?
Yes, yeah,
right.
scaled down project.
And those costs will be reflected in next year's budget, or how much are we paying and when are we paying it?
I can get you the exact numbers next month. I don't have them readily available, so I don't want to just guess at it.
To answer your question, Pam, I think he's asking for an amendment to the budget to include that change.
To next year's
Yeah,
budget, or to this year's budget?
To this year's.
This year's,
23-24.
Yeah,
that,
this year's
uh,
budget
the-
is amendment, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
amendment
Right.
so that the local
Oh.
match coming from the DDA will be less than what was previously budgeted for.
Yeah, I didn't get to the next item,
Yeah.
thank you.
When do we normally get the TIFA captured, do we know? Is that behind just because
Not sure exactly why.
nobody's pushing the button, or?
I wish it was that easy. I'm not sure exactly why the funds have not been deposited as of yet into the DDA account, but that money is being captured from the district and will be included in our overall budget, hopefully in the short term.
Okay.
Yeah, so to be clear, what we are short is a result of, just because it's not in the account, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes, a significant amount that is due to.
nobody's transferred the money.
Yeah,
And that's the county?
that's accounting.
Got it. Higher interest rates.
Well, income
Pretty
went up.
significant,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Any other comments on the amendments? No? All right.
No, and a motion to
measure-
approve.
Yeah, motion to
The
approve.
amendment to the full year 23-24 budget
All right. any
as presented.
Support? No additional comments? All those in favor?
I'm sorry, who was the
Aye.
first,
Aye.
who was the support from, just for the minutes?
Me.
Oh.
Okay, motion carries. Metro Times invoice.
This was an advertisement that was run in Metro Times for the DDA. The deposit was provided on with pyramid card, but the actual total is over $1,000. It's $1,225.70. So that requires DDA approval.
Oh, okay.
For the music
For
festival.
the
Mhm.
music festival, got it.
And this already ran?
No,
No?
it's
No.
multiple. It's gonna run
Like a month-long
Multiple, yeah.
situation, yeah. All right.
So you need a separate
Any
motion
questions
to
on it?
approve?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll make that motion to approve the $1,225.70 to Metro Times.
All right. Support?
It's this side of the table, then that, no.
Yeah, that's how we do this, yeah.
Okay.
All right, made and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Contract with Mr. Hill.
This is a contract for the Lathrup Village Music Festival, as we heard previously from the organizers of the festival during public comment, that this gentleman is highly acclaimed, and we are lucky to have him a part of the festival.
Was that part of the package? I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, the contract, I received the actual text this morning because the internet was out here yesterday.
Oh.
So it wasn't included in the original packet, but it is included now
Okay.
in the published packet. So
I
the
don't
contract
have-
is total for $2,500.
We put a deposit of $1,250 already on it,
Okay, all right.
and it's been signed already. It looks like both parties.
Okay.
I'll make the
Any
motion.
discussion or questions?
I'll make the motion
Okay.
to approve the, nope, we did the Metro Times already, the
Paul.
contract with
Paul.
Paul Hill.
Paul Hill?
Second.
All right, made in support. Any discussions, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Director, the new director's report.
All right,
Congratulations, and it's, glad to have you.
Well, first off, thank you all for this opportunity. I'm really excited to be here in Lathrup Village and also be part of working with the DDA. There's a lot of exciting things going on in Lathrup Village right now, and I'm excited to be part of it and look forward to working together with all of you. The report may be a little more brief than usual, but we'll go take a look. There are some festivals coming up. The Lathrup Village Music Festival will be August 10th. There's a business beautification workshop in Oak Park on September 25th. Just this week, we confirmed the city's attendance for the Oakland County Community Showcase, which is, I think this is the fourth one that the county's been sponsoring. And this is to showcase the city and the DDA as a place for business. That'll be on October 18th, so if any of you would like to come with me and attend our man the table, I'll welcome your help. And then there's a holiday business mixer, again in Oak Park on December 4th. Just this past weekend, there was the Juneteenth celebration here in the city. It was on the 14th and the 15th. There's been some construction ongoing on businesses on Southfield. There was a new sign permit for a monument sign given out to a new restaurant that's soon to open. And there was a contract approved for work on interior and facade work in the district. There is ongoing, like many of you know, resurfacing of Southfield Road for infrastructure. And the alleyway and approach work is being wrapped up right now, so it should be done hopefully in July. We are continuing the work to have a standalone website for the DDA and Main Street program. That's something that I also believe in, that would be a great asset for the city. So I'm going to continue working on that, continuing to get information that's relevant for the website together, and hopefully get that launched as soon as possible. And then just a little rundown for the Playscape. Again, that the total budget costs would be $343,000 approximately, with the DDA contributing $207,000 and the county contributing 40%, which is $136,000. So those are the new numbers for the Playscape project. And that's all I have for you this month.
Well, I don't think that $207,000 is much less than what we were initially going to contribute to the Playscape, was it?
Or half that,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it was.
You
Yeah,
say half
well,
of
we
the
wanted to
200.
contribute 100,000,
Yeah.
but because it was over 200,000 when it was all said and done, that's one reason we backed out.
Yeah.
But this, has it at about the same level, so I'm just concerned about, the bottom line here. Since we've made a commitment to really, put money into the alleyways and approaches. So we've been dwindling down our kitty and, I just don't know if we can afford that or not. I'm not saying we can't, but we ought to talk about it. Or do we wait until we get the grant and then figure out if we really want to accept it or not?
At this time, we can take a further look into the amount of funding we are putting towards that project and
Yeah.
see if it should be adjusted.
I'm sure we may already have this, but do we have an itemized, list of what we're getting, and then, that comprises this one, or, 340,000? The different items that are gonna be components of the Playscape or the
Like an
playground.
actual itemized
Yeah,
budget.
so we can kinda look at, we're spending 207, but, figure out, if there's stuff that we need or kinda revisit.
I can bring
What
that.
we
I can
need.
get that together and bring it for next month's meeting and get it out to you guys to review as soon as possible.
Alright.
One other very minor thing, the Southfield Road corridor cleanup, June 8th, didn't happen.
Did it not occur? Okay.
No, I think we had one in April that was just for the businesses to do themselves. It really wasn't a community effort. We typically have 2 road cleanups in the spring and fall, or early summer and fall. But it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
And question for you on the website, do you work with a web design firm, or or is that something that you can do yourself?
I guess it
Curious.
depends on how we want to go at it. I know that there are companies that do specialize in website services for municipalities. That's something we can look into, or we can look into something where it's a more kind of plug and play website design medium, and
Yeah.
it's something I could put together. Definitely we'd want it where I could update it and could add information to it in a relatively quick manner. So being able to do it rather than having to request a company to update it would be more ideal. But this is a project I'm still getting familiar with. So next month I can bring more information, and hopefully at that point I'll have a few more weeks to gather what's already been done,
Yeah.
see
Yeah, 'cause
where
there's been
it
some work
was
on
left
that
off.
already.
Mm-hmm.
I saw
Yeah,
like a
that's-
prototype of something
Mhm.
at some point. I think we all looked at it, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get
Yeah,
a
we
chance
talked
to look
about,
at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I knew a design
Yeah.
team had been selected,
Yeah.
and Brittany was working with them.
Was there a budget on the approved?
That I'm not aware of. I'm not sure if it has been approved or what the actual numbers reflected.
I thought there were. Okay. Anything else for the director?
How's the truck working out? I saw it sitting out in the parking lot. So.
It's doing good.
Yeah.
Code enforcement's been using it, so
Good.
when showing DDA, going through the DDA in the neighborhood, so it's getting used.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Take a motion to accept the report.
So move.
Seconded.
We got to go back and forth here. All right, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries. Public comment. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Anyone? Up?
For me again. I was so excited to tell you how much money we raised that I forgot some. We have also raised $450 in vendor fees, so that's this year. I want to thank you, Danielle, for being a vendor. Yeah, that's awesome. And our in-kind donations from Home Depot and from Dog and Pony Show and from Vintage Wine are about $1,500 to $2,200. We won't know until the end on that. So that is adding to that too. So it's, anyway, I just wanted to say that. And I also wanted to thank Kelly personally for your donation. Thank Danielle so much for being a vendor. Austin, it's so great to have you on our team now and be part of your team. Bruce is also a volunteer, and Pam is a volunteer. And so the rest, I hope we get to see you there, because if you haven't experienced it, it's really something. And the lineup this year is crazy good. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Just to piggyback off that comment, they're giving us a booth right at the entrance to kind of showcase the DDA. So if anybody has ideas, I'll be there and I'll be attending. So if anybody has ideas of swag to give out, businesses to highlight, or any ideas what to do with the space, please let me know. Or if you'd like to spend the day with me in the booth.
I think if you check the minutes from a couple of meetings ago, we did approve buying some swag.
Was there approval?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's actually sitting in Brittany's old office.
Yeah, I did look into it. Okay.
Yeah,
Just,
so there's, I don't know if they purchased it all, but there was some budget approval
There was
up to an amount or something.
there's a box in there full of
Yeah.
Yeah, pens and chip clips.
Yep.
And maybe something else. Bags, I think. Tote bags.
Anyone?
Okay. Let me know.
Hey.
Hi, Ian Ferguson. I'm so happy to hear that there was real boots on the ground to fundraise for the Lathrup Village Music Festival. I mean, it took a great deal of effort, and the city's not funding it. Guess what? Real volunteers actually putting their time in without payment, without getting paid, because they love this city. Isn't that a blessing? That's great. And we're just welcoming everyone. We want everybody to be there. And we're going to meet new neighbors, right? That's what this is about. It's not about anything else. It's not even about division. It's about unity.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to be there. Christine will be there. I'm happy to be here. So, hey, the city, once again, is being bailed out by their residents. Isn't that a blessing? There you go.
And businesses.
And businesses, right, yeah. I'm feeling good about this. All right, it's a Friday, so this is good news, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian.
Thanks. Ian.
Thank you. John Roberts, 46-year resident and senior officer at Community Congregational Church. Last year, we made an anonymous contribution to somebody who knew was an organizer, and what an amazing job she did to put together the Lathrup Music Festival. And what she's done this year, I think, deserves absolutely a standing ovation. I'm so proud of Lauren.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other comments, guys? No? All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn? All right. We are adjourned. Thank you.
All right.